present for Towards the Stars.
Hey guys, so we're Team Supernova and we're here to present Towards the Stars. And we kind of want to show you guys how a player will experience the game from the beginning to the end. So first off, we're going to have Tim talk about the backend system.
Thank you.
We're going to show the patcher.
So this is a patcher, and for our backend, so we're a multiplayer network game. So as a game as a service, we want to be able to put the game out to the public. So we have this whole backend structure where when we push our local code, it's going to go to the perforce, which is then fetched by Jenkins Autobuild servers, and everything happens in the cloud until it comes to the patcher, which is on the client side, and that's pretty much. Alex, you can show the patcher now. And pretty much the patcher. Oh, and also shout out to Core Overload and Maestros. We're continuing their work for the patcher. So this will download any files that's needed from our distribution server on Amazon. And if you click download, well, for the time being, it's gonna download one single file just to show you. But yeah, everything's ready, and now when he clicks play, it's gonna connect to our game server. Yes, at which all of our servers are on Amazon cloud service, so we don't have to worry about backups and stuff. And here we go, we're in the game.
Hey everyone, so this is our actual ship. As you can see, we've got different pieces of guns at the moment for their models. These are just placeholders lying around. These are laser guns, healing spray, fire extinguishers, etc. In our final ship, these are going to be strewn around in different areas. So, for instance, the fire extinguisher might be in the kitchen, the healing spray in the med bay, so on and so forth. If you look around, this is our living area. We've got different props and things that populate the space to make the player actually feel like they're in a real environment, in this place that a crew is in all the time. It's fantastic. We've also got diegetic elements that are going to help direct the player around different parts of the ship. Over here you can see our outline and layout for the different levels that are going to let the player know what each area's purpose is and where to go from one point to the next. In honor of Gamepipe getting a kitchen, we're going to start in that area of the ship right now. So we're going to go over following the different signs that are on the different walls and areas and come over here to the kitchen. Now, our game is based around an event system where something happens and then the team cooperates in order to tackle that particular problem. So, for instance, if a fire starts on a part of the ship, and accidents happen even in the future, the player is going to want to pick up the fire extinguisher because our fires are going to propagate if the players don't deal with it as quickly as possible. They'll also exhaust oxygen and damage ship equipment or the player that happens to come in contact with them. So if we put out a fire but are damaged by it, we're going to want to be healed. Now if we go over here, after it's putting out the fire, we're going to use the coffee machine. So the coffee machine is to demonstrate our debuff or character trait system. So for instance, if a player is wet, they might take less damage from a fire. As you can see, we got a speed buff, and now we're in the med bay.
Alright, so in med bay, this is where we have the healing. Well, actually, he ran so fast he already got fully healed with HP 100. But healing bay is where you can get healed, and if you don't want to go all the way to the medical bay, you can go grab a med spray on the shelf. And med spray is something that lets you heal on the spray, so just go ahead and use it. It creates a little healing mist that will be able to heal you. Though the downside to this is that you have to have ammo, or in this case, the canisters over there that's being dispensed by the dispenser. So with the ammo, you load them, and as you use them, it will consume them and whatnot. So then let's move forward to the reactor. So in the reactor, this is where we will have like different energy power substations, and that this contributes to a greater ship system as a whole. So the reactor provides energy for the different ship equipment, such as the healing bay you just saw, turrets, as well as the engine that we'll see soon. So if the reactor gets damaged, energy output would be lower, then you will have to juggle around different systems, making sure some are on and some are off, so you can have your journey across the galaxy. And this is also where you will find energy charger, which is in development still, as well as the energy dispenser and the canister. So now we'll move on to the engine section. In this particular ship, this ship has 2 engines. We're going to just go into one of them. For the game, as mentioned, we have the event system. So in a given mission, you're moving from point A to point B. If the engine is damaged or it doesn't have enough energy, then it will take longer to get from point A to point B. So if you're flying through an asteroid field, it will take a lot longer, which increases your danger of getting damage and whatnot. Let's take the elevator and go back up. Oh. Alright, and we're just going to head over to the observation deck.
So here on the observation deck, you can look out and see space and the beautiful galaxy. Except we're in an asteroid field now, so we should probably take care of that. As you can see, as we get hit by asteroids, we're going to be damaged and the ship is in danger. So we need to get in the turret and take care of those asteroids. So here in the turret, you can see our beautiful HUD. You can see where you're aiming and you can see our ammo right now. Just ignore a little bit of the delay right now. But the asteroid event isn't just fun for the first person to get to the turret. The asteroid event causes interaction between all of the players. As you can see, we have limited ammo and it takes time to recharge. However, another player can grab an energy canister and overcharge the turret, giving it more ammo and a faster recharge time. Also, we have another player who's in the next door turret, which is a rapid fire turret, also helping out. There will also be a third station for a deflector, and the deflector can help to shield those asteroids that get past the turret. Unfortunately though, that's not in right now, so we're taking some damage and some of our ship systems are on fire, which would lead another player to go around with a fire extinguisher and put out those fires. All in all, the asteroid event showcases that our events are very cooperative. It's not something that just one person can handle while the other guys are kind of sitting back and bored. Anyways, as we're taking care of this, we can see that we have an intruder alert. While we were taking care of the asteroids, some space pirates have boarded our ship. So we're going to head to the security room and we're going to grab one of our weapons. It's a secure door though, so we don't have to worry about the space pirates grabbing our guns. Now we should probably find out where they are. But, oh, there we go. We got a notification that they're in the bridge. Let's head towards the bridge and take them out. Oh, there he is. Get him before he can see you. Crisis averted.
So now that you've taken care of the space pirate, we wanted to kind of show other interactions that are available within the world. So as you see, that's a canister, and the canisters act as ammo for the different guns. However, they have a second use. So say someone has a healing spray, and you've taken damage and you need to heal, but you don't have access to that person. What you can do is you can shoot these canisters, and what they do is...
Sometimes we're missing the collision. I made it too small last night.
Okay.
But
So in the meantime, when you destroy a canister, it explodes, and a mist of healing gel is dispensed from the canister, and you can walk through this to heal yourself. While this isn't as efficient as using a gun, it's really useful when you're kind of in a bind and you need to have that access. This is applicable to water canisters when there's things on fire, or energy canisters to kind of explode. So after doing that, we can go and check out the crew rooms. So as you go around, you get this feeling of the space kind of belongs to you and the other players, and it's familiar to all of you. So after reaching the crew room, this is where we're going to showcase a little bit of art. In terms of our art team, we've had a lot of ramping up to do over this semester. So we've what we started out with was recruiting an art director, and then going about recruiting artists. And we recruited from all over, including some in different states and different countries. So in this first room is our crew room for our first character that's coming down the pipeline, the female commander. So the commander of the ship this is some concept art that we have done for her, and what we've been building this to get them integrated. So our overall plan is to have 4 different characters, each with their own unique silhouettes and different abilities and such that affect the different gameplay. So this is, each of these rooms kind of showcase what we have going in terms of art. So this is the first room. The second room is what we have planned for tools. As you saw, we have a lot of temp art for the kinds of different weapons that we have. So what we wanted to do is have more unique tools. So in terms of the art style, what we've been going for is a 1950s space age aesthetic with architecture based off mid-century modern. So with that, we wanted to focus on form and function of both being understandable. So with these tools, it's very clear what their kind of functions are. So for this first one, it's a fire extinguisher, and if you, this is a process that we've done to iterate on it, and as you look in the final iteration, it's kind of reminiscent of a fire hose that you load with a water canister. The same goes for the fixing tool that has a hammer and a wrench as well that you'll be using to fix things around the ship, to the laser gun that you use to fight off enemies, to the healing gun, which has clear silhouettes with the plus sign, which is universally known as a means of healing. So we wanted to have this kind of form and function be very clear with the silhouettes of the tools. And this is also our energy charger. On to the next room. So this kind of showcased some of the art that we've done for another character that we have, Robot AI. The robot will be another playable character that you can control, as well as on the other sides, these are environmental concepts that we have building for the reactor and engine rooms, building off the aesthetic that we're going for. And lastly, if you take a step back, this is what our target render is, so this is what we're being influenced by. We wanted to go with very clear lines, but having textures that are very painterly. So from afar, it looks realistic, but when you get up close, you see the paint strokes and everything of the lines. So if you go through, this is what we have in terms of art assets. We built this hallway and we lit it, and then we wanted to showcase the space with the nebulas, and we've done a lot of work with tech art, building cell shaders and this nebula shader and such to kind of get towards this with art. And if you look to your left, there's a sneak peek at our female commander character. And with that,
So with that, that concludes our presentation. That's the last one. We'd like to thank the professors for letting us have this opportunity working on the game. Also, Woodhouse for sharing the space with us and also helping us on the networking and whatnot. And so we're just going to end the presentation going towards the stars.
Nailed it. Okay, questions?
So two-part question. So I'm like a huge Star Trek fan. I think this is like so cool, and it's like going the right direction. But like, do you foresee players, given that it's multiplayer, staying in a room and being like kind of in charge of that or an area of the ship, or do you see all players kind of running around doing multiple things?
Right. So we see players more running around and getting busy and doing other stuff. So like one of the games that we would often get compared to would be like Artemis, where each person is in control of the station. But that kind of limits on what you can do. So if I want to be the weapon guy, I can't really play the weapon if someone else is already playing that role. But here with multiple turrets and multiple ship equipment like deflectors, scanner, and whatnot, that each person can take different part as needed.
So do you foresee like the level of mastery for a given room being different, or in a kind of different skill set? Maybe one is more dexterity or something like that, to the degree that somebody might you're particularly good at manning the engines, or do you want the skill sets to be kind of homogenous?
So what we want to do for that is when we have these different characters, we want them to have different predispositions. So they're not forced to do any particular thing or restrained to any part of the ship, but we want them to be, be a little better at something, or have something that they can do special to, say, the med spray or the repair tool, or maybe when interfacing with ship systems.
So kind of the FTL.
Yes, exactly.
Or in another sense, we're talking about more like a MOBA, where everyone can do pretty much everything, but some people can do some things better, and in some rare cases they can do unique stuff like teleportation or something.
But you're rooting that in the character choice as opposed to the player's individual skill.
It's a little bit of both, right? So if I'm naturally more interested in repairing and keeping the ship running, then I would probably pick a character that's better for repairs.
That's
It's really cool.
Any other questions? All right.
So every time you join a match, are just events randomly happening, or do you foresee some sort of like mission structure that has like a
We do have a mission
preset?
structure as well as the event, and that's being worked on right now. That's one of the big goals for the tech showcase this semester. So then the ideal situation would be you pick a mission, and depending on the mission you pick, then you go into different events. And the events could be different and randomized, as well as based on player input with the logging system. So that if the players are having a really easy time, then we throw more asterisks at them, and vice versa.
Cool.
Oh, and
Well, and another idea that we're toying with, and we might try next semester once everything is in, is putting up a system so that if you're streaming it through Twitch, people watching can vote on the events coming up next. And so that would be kind of a fun interaction between people watching online and those playing.
yeah, so like right now we probably have an event system, so we're writing the code that will have something that manages all the events that's going to happen. So alternatively, we can have a fifth player that plays the bad guy that tries to crash our ship, or we can have Twitch be the fifth player as well. All right, any other questions?
No more questions?
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Thanks very much.